Oh shit!
I'd be nowhere without you, Blog Talk.
Blog Talk, we love you.
So stay with us.
Didn't even. Why won't it let me write? I don't give a shit. I don't even care.
What are you doing?
No, I always put like Shirts v Skins is live. You know, is this thing on? Is this thing on?
It's on.
Hello.
Fine.
All right.
It says Alistair Conrad is live now.
All right, good. With okay, so here's the deal: is I need to move into photo apparently. Top of the morning, as usual. Welcome to Shirts v Skins.
What up?
I'm Alistair Conrad. For the first time, making the inaugural comics on Shirts v Skins is Tom Whalen. I'm pointing into Facebook Live here.
Hello.
Tom Whalen, Mark Stevens.
What up?
Two funny-ass comics, LA comics from Boston. I appreciate it. Number one, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
No,
Seriously?
thank you, man. It's a pleasure. I love this.
I love it too. We love, as comedians, we love that your podcast is at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
I love how Mark has to preface every sentence with "as comedian."
That was just one thing, all I said. But yeah, on a Sunday morning at 10.
So apparently I didn't know this, but they had a fire alarm go off at about 5:45 this morning at Tom's place, Tom and Mark's place in Hollywood here.
Right on Hollywood and Vine.
So here's the best part to it that they don't know is that I'm always up at about 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we always try to remember, like, oh, Alistair's a morning person.
I'm like,
we are not morning.
You need energy in the room, let's go!
Yeah!
So, like I say, top of the morning to those of you on Facebook Live, I love this. So Tom here, by the way, I'll introduce them, and I know I just did, but for those of you who don't know, we're all comics here in LA. From here on out, I'm going to bring comics onto the show every week. I think it's fun. It's going to give us, exposure in different realm. Also, it's just fun to talk sports with other people, and these two are from Boston. So once I, get past the minutia, we'll start chatting sports and have a lot of fun with it. Those of you on Blog Talk Radio, if you want to watch us instead of listen to us, you're more than welcome to come over on Facebook Live and partake. By the way, Tom, both of these two have a podcast of their own. It's called Loudcast.
Loudcast, yeah.
Talk about it real quick for me, please.
It's basically, we like to hit on, like you said, sports, current events, and stuff in the LA community.
Basically, Mark's paid way too much money on recording gear, and so now we have a podcast.
So basically, that's the short version of it.
Yeah.
So kind of, is it the same type of deal as this? Sports. Do you bring people on?
Yeah,
the
we
show?
bring people on.
Yeah, mostly it's just like girls that Mark wants to have sex with. That's usually, and he doesn't, and But
we just have had it's ironically we have. I think I'm trying to think if we've had more female guests than guys.
We definitely have had more females, and they're
You
all
sound like it's a
hot girls.
Something like
That's why
I know. My favorite thing is Tom's like, oh yeah, fuck our podcast, just nothing but hot chicks on the show. Like that's a bad thing.
Well,
it's a bad thing.
That's how people get Instagram followers.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
listen, I'm about journalistic integrity.
That's awesome.
That is the one. I'm about journalistic integrity.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, honestly, last time we had our last guest, Eric, we spent like 20 minutes just you and him going back and forth about Magic Johnson and fucking Larry Bird. That was what we were talking about.
Are we talking Eric Ebenante?
Yes, Eric Ebenante.
So,
who has the most ridiculous views on sports?
By the way, does anybody have Axe body spray in this studio?
For those of you who are listening at home, just be grateful you're not sitting next to Tom right now.
We're just in this room of must.
Like, for real, this is clearing a room faster than when he does stand-up. It's like that bad. Like,
so just a little FYI too. There's a deal at the Comedy Store every Tuesday night. It's called the Roast Battle. I've talked about it before, but these two guys have partaken in it numerous times. So
it's a lot of fun.
I love the back and forth of the roast. It's fucking awesome.
That's what we do.
I love it.
I'm so glad you're wearing green, by the way. Are you Irish, Alistair?
I have a little bit of Irish in me.
Okay.
Yes, and I know. Both of these guys, by
the
way,
you're
are
just from fucking Minnesota.
They're,
Jesus Christ. Like, yours from Minnesota. Like,
I'm much more Scandinavian than I am, Irish.
You
so,
look Scandinavian.
Trust me, I look like, fucking whatever.
You look like Polish or something. You Polish?
Swede, like Norwegian, like that.
You are a Viking.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
I'm
he's
a
from
Viking.
Minnesota.
Well,
Just a midget Viking.
I don't
That's
know
what I
if you
am.
know this,
Just
but my
slender.
ancestors, my Irish ancestors, they were the Black Irish, which were the Franks invaded, and the Franks were actually also, like, they went to Scandinavia, they were like Vikings, and they went and conquered Ireland, and that's the type of Irish I am. That's why I don't have red hair.
So you're a gangster, Irish
Yeah,
guy.
so I'm also a
I
Viking.
thought he was gonna say he was black.
Yeah, really? I thought it was gonna-
He actually came from a black
Have you seen
Irish
that-
family.
have you
That's
seen that
impressive.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence movie, Black Irish?
No.
No, you're gonna have to see it. It's about me.
Are you fucking with me right
I
now?
wrote it.
Is that
It's a real thing.
And I'm Armenian, so we just got.
No. Hold on.
Wait, what?
No, I mean he's obviously Irish. Does it? You know, he pulls off the Irish real well, even wearing the green, along with myself. A smidge. I thought Mark was Jewish. I was gonna ask
Everybody
you, like,
thinks I'm
what
Jewish.
is it gonna be like? What's it gotta be like growing up out east, a Jew? Like,
I was not. That's what everyone thought I was. Like me growing up, everyone like people in Boston, they didn't know what fucking Armenian was. They're just like that. He's got to be Jewish kid. I'm like, come on, come on. I'm like, we're like,
You do have a schnoz.
he does.
I
Like, when I met this
I'm
kid,
not-
I was like, oh, he's a Jew. There's no doubt.
Okay, I'm
And
not.
you also talk like Don Vito from
Viva La Bam. He's not Jew. How does that? That's not Jew.
He's very Jewy, is all I mean.
Wait, is Bam Jewish?
No, I don't think so, but he just sounds like a neurotic Jew.
Who? Don Vito.
Don
Did you ever
Vito,
watch
he's the
Viva La
guy who
Bam?
went to
Are you
jail.
talking about Don Vito?
Don
Viva La
Vito
Bam.
from Viva La Bam?
Oh.
Yeah, I know that.
I was thinking Corleone
Yeah,
real
like
quick.
that.
I was like,
Like that.
he's Italian.
Yeah, no, like the guy that he just...
Yeah, like just think like people didn't like growing up in Boston. There was no such thing. People again didn't know what Armenian was, and then I came out here and I'm like, oh my god, I'm in the motherland. Like I come out here and it's white BMW city like everywhere. Like every other like we own all the
East Hollywood.
East Hollywood. Just we have the monopoly. We just out here it's like it's like we have an empire of gas stations. That's like. Who runs the gas stations? Armenians do. That's our contribution.
Everything east of the 101 is just straight Armenia.
Yeah, east of the 101, it's nothing but like hummus and people blasting System of a Down like, on loop. Like,
Hummus.
On
That's
loop.
great.
What's your favorite type of hummus, Mark?
ooh, probably.
There's only 3 flavors, isn't there? Isn't there?
No,
roasted
no.
red pepper.
I do love
garlic.
roasted red
I
pepper.
do too. That's
Roasted
my
red pepper.
favorite.
There's the creamy kind. There's like there's a bunch of there's like
Wow, there's like
creamy-
sriracha. You can get like a sriracha hummus. Oh yeah, you just got to know the right.
what was that bullshit? Remember that bullshit they were talking about shutting down sriracha or something like that? Or did that really happen?
What?
Yeah, that was
Shutting down a flavor?
No, they were like the sriracha factory. or something like that. I heard there was a rumor they did a
Have you
while
guys
back.
heard they've been talking about shutting down the color blue?
Oh,
They're just shutting it down. There's
Like the
there's no more
sriracha
blue.
sauce, the sauce.
Oh my God, that was funny. They're shutting down siracha. Everybody, just you're in on this.
I'm talking about the sauce.
You're in from the front. They're shutting down
I just remember
sriracha.
seeing a stupid like fake rumor on the internet. All right, I just remember seeing that.
Is that your
I'm
coffee?
about to drink your coffee, Mark.
Dude, no, dude, I don't know. They
shit's
made it
good.
like garbage in the fucking.
It was, dude. People in California don't know how to make a fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
They
coffee.
really don't. I mean, it's like even
There's
out
an
here,
art form.
It really
There
is.
is an art form, dude.
they don't know it.
To Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, yes, there is. Like back home, people are Vincent Van Gogh. Out here, they're drawing stick figures.
But I didn't necessarily think like Dunkin' Donuts was like a barista type of a place.
Well, not necessarily, but you know the coffee.
It's about the heart,
premium. And you gotta flavor it right. It's like a chef just doesn't take like a handful of salt and like a handful of pepper. You gotta be like, I'm gonna, balance the cream with the bitterness.
So it's
of
like
the
me at
coffee.
7-Eleven every morning.
Exactly.
Like making my Molotov cocktail of
7-Eleven coffee.
Listen, just so you guys know,
Horrible.
if you ever go to Dunkin' Donuts and you want to get a flavored coffee, do not just get a flavor shot. Get the swirl. A
Yes.
French vanilla swirl.
Or
It's so
caramel.
much better.
Now hold on, is that an actual flavor? That's what
You can have it a shot. You can have it swirled. Get it swirled.
So real quick, I'm dying to ask Tom one thing because little does anybody know, Tom is actually a huge Little League World Series fan, and I just said UMass lost out in early, like Northeast. They lost actually to Connecticut, which has got to be blasphemy.
Well,
First off, and so I just got to get his take on how heart-wrenching he actually feels about UMass not being in the Little League World Series.
You mean just Massachusetts? I mean, it's... Okay, so when I was in my last season of Little League, it was 2012, I believe, and I went to Beverly and...
Hold the fuck on!
What?
2012?
I mean,
Wait,
2002.
I was like, wait,
See, fuck this coffee.
I was like, wait. I think there's some investigations going on now. Legitimacy.
I'm Danny Almonte.
All right, sorry.
Remember
keep
Danny
going.
Almonte?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So 2002 was my my Little League World Series season. We didn't make it past the city series or the regionals of our part of the state or whatever. But Saugus, Massachusetts was this huge phenomenon that year. They even won an ESPY for best team. They won Saugus Little League World Series. Mike Scazzarella was a friend of mine. He was on that team. His mom was my sister's principal in high school, and just a bunch of stuff. So I love the Little League World Series, but it's not the same as it used to be.
So here's a question, though.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, he just said Saugus Little League World Series won the ESPY in 02
for best team. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if that's we gotta fact check that.
No. That's fine. I mean, I believe him. I just wonder how shitty were the four major sports teams that year. Or like UConn women basketball. Like they must have won 32-1 that season.
I'm gonna look at it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Something. I'm like,
do we have a statistician on deck right now?
Not
fact check this shit?
Not Team United States to win the thing, but just the Saugus Little League team.
And more power to him. Who knows? Maybe
not anybody who won the Super Bowl.
I'm looking it up right now to show you guys.
Not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that year.
Yeah, heaven forbid one of the best defenses ever to play NFL football.
Ever.
You guys don't know how good this Saugus Little League team was.
They got the Bucks got slammed that year for having Brad Johnson. That's why they didn't get the best team.
Probably,
the defense was legit, but Brad Johnson sucked.
They were good. The great defense, but goddamn that Saugus team, man, they ran the shit. That was the glory year, man.
Holy shit! All right, so real quick, while he's looking this up,
I have another good Little League story.
I bet we bet you do, Tom.
Let's keep it clean, Tom. Let's keep it
hilarious.
We don't know about where this is going.
I do. Because I know the story Tom's going to tell. He's the one I say.
You know what we should need? You know what I should have brought is Bloody Marys.
I wouldn't have minded.
Oh, that would have been great.
Damn it!
That would have been fucking...
By the way, Ashley is behind the scenes. She's taking videos. She's taking photos of the show, which is really dope. She doesn't have to do this. She's recording.
She's recording.
Hey, well, there you go.
Oh, damn.
So Facebook Live and an actual recording. We're getting big here on Shirts v Skins. Watch out.
This looks like we got the radio, we got the live stream, we got a recording.
This is.
We got Tom looking up, little Saugus baseball stats here, man. This is shit, right?
What's actually really cool is these guys showed up early. I was expecting to bring them on about 10:15. And by the way, I'll be with y'all. We will be with y'all until about 11 o'clock, or at least until we get bored. There's so much shit to talk about. I don't even know what time it is. Hold on a second.
It is 10:17.
It's okay, so 10:17. Literally, outside of them splooging being Boston fans, that's the one thing. Once he's done looking this up,
it was best game they won. Not best team.
Oh, okay.
They won best game. They beat out the Red Sox Yankees Game 7 ALCS. They beat out Patriots Panthers Super Bowl, and they beat out Elite Eight St. Joe's versus Oklahoma State.
Repeat that, please.
They beat out Red Sox Yankees Game 7 ALCS. That was when they came back from a 3-0. They were down 3-0. Dude, I'm telling you, this was crazy.
Dude, you said they won it in 2002, right?
That was 03, was it not? That ALCS?
Yeah, that's the ALCS where Aaron Boone hit the walk-off home run.
No, it isn't. You're wrong.
The 2003 ALCS.
You're wrong.
No, I'm 100% right. The 2003 American League Championship Series was also a Game 7 where Pedro Martinez, Grady Little left him in the 7th and 8th inning when he shouldn't have, and pulled him. It wasn't the 2004. You're getting the ALCS mixed up. You said when they were back down 0-3. I was gonna. No.
You're saying that was 2004?
No, I'm saying the walk-off home run where Aaron Boone was 2003. Okay. 2004 ALCS Championship Series was the year the Red Sox. How are you fucking this up right now?
How am I fucking this up? You sound like you sound like Porky the Pig on this microphone.
That's fine. I have my facts correct.
Yeah, for once in your life.
Okay, so I want to backtrack real quick. 02, you were how old then? 13?
12.
12. So
yeah, because you stopped playing Little League at 12.
Okay, so you're 12. And how old were you in 02, Mark?
02, I'm trying to think. I would probably...
Mark, why do you talk to yourself so much? That's what I want to know.
Because I'm fucking nuts. But that's another story. In 2002, I'm really trying to think here. I would say I was probably like 12, 13, something like that.
Okay, so you all are about the same age. And I'm not going to throw... You guys listening and watching, you know how fucking old I am. I'm not going to throw that out right now. All I'm asking is, at 7th, 8th grade, all of a sudden these two go into what has been, for the whole century, for the whole 2000s...
last 17 years has been, being a Boston fan has been...
What is it like?
Seriously? It's literally been a golden age.
The beauty is, let me just preface this by saying, me as a Minnesota fan and a Viking fan, Timberwolves fan, like, we have...
Twins.
Twins. I can't tell you the misery, like... all the things that we have been through, 09 championship.
It's karma, dude. It's karma. Honestly, Boston sports was pretty shitty for a while. Other than the Celtics, Red Sox went through that huge drought, 86-year drought. Patriots were always the worst team in the league. Like, people don't remember that there's a reason why Patriots fans are so rabid and so into us being so great. It's because we were the worst team.
We were the laughing
for a while.
stock. We were the fucking...
86, 85, we made the Super Bowl, lost to the Bears, big time. It was the biggest loss.
46-10.
Yep, biggest loss in Super Bowl history.
The world knew that was going to happen.
Of course. It didn't matter who was playing the Bears.
Mike Dickey fucking for freaking the fridge Perry there.
Let's not forget the Patriots that year. That was before you guys were born.
Oh, here's the thing. 1994, though.
It wasn't 94. It was 96 against Favre.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Get your facts right, idiot.
I didn't say... Anyway.
No, but the Patriots of 85, they were a 6 seed wild card who just got...
They somehow bullshit made their way.
Usually I let all his dumb things go, but now that he tried to jump on me about something, I'm going to fucking kill him today.
I didn't try. I said
you better watch everything you fucking say, because I'm calling your ass out, Mark.
I will say in that 96 Super Bowl, it was like the Patriots could have won that. They had some fuck ups happen. They had like a punt. They let pick off return touchdown.
You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Drew Bledsoe.
I'm just saying it was possible, but they fucked up way too much.
Do you know who their running back was, Mark?
I don't remember.
Curtis
Martin.
Yep.
A long time.
Right. This guy knows nothing.
But then around 2000, it all kind of changed with remember being I was a child in the 90s and growing up, that was one of these shitty. I think that probably had to be the shittiest time to be a Boston sports fan. Period. That was just like
it was because the Celtics weren't winning. That's when Len Bias died. That's when Reggie Lewis died.
Garbage.
Len Bias was 88.
Oh yeah, well then Reggie Lewis was 92. It was like Larry Bird's final season or the season after Larry Bird's final season.
Also, everyone makes that big, and why I like Danny Ainge is Danny Ainge isn't afraid to make the necessary trades when necessary. Like when he made the trade with Garnett and Paul Pierce, because he knew he cashed in at the right time with them. Because it's like, okay,
he's been on a nice 10-year run.
Yeah, cool. I mean, he one of the biggest, he pulled off some of the biggest trades ever and stuff like that. But he also knew to cash in at the right time.
Right.
Because okay, let's see. I'm going to factor things. One, I'm not going to be able to win a championship again with Paul Pierce and KG and Ray Allen's gone. Fact. Two, they're getting older. I got to strike with the iron side. Fact. Also, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets is a complete and utter fucking idiot. I can make something happen here. And boy, did he ever.
Yeah.
He did.
The Nets weren't that bad when they made that trade. The Nets had a pretty good team. That's when they had Darren Williams.
And Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
Not sure who they had for their big men at that point.
It's crazy to think how the NBA has changed in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You had 2 people on your team and you were pretty much competing.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have 4 solid rock stars, like 3 for sure, and a nice, real complimentary piece, you're fucked.
I feel like the NBA of old was more like, we're going to have a bunch of role players. We're going to have a defensive guy. Like, think of like those old Spurs teams. You had like Bruce Bowen, the defensive guy.
Yeah.
You had like, I guess Tony Parker's like kind of like a playmaker, like, pass first type of guy. But like now it's like you want to have 3 guys that are 20-point a game type guys.
Well, now
defensive, like
Plus the low post game is gone though.
Well, also,
that's
now,
the biggest thing, really.
Well, they're thinking, like, a lot of teams think that's the way to beat the Warriors. That's why, like, New Orleans went and got, they have Anthony Davis and Boogie Cousins.
This is comic I met, and he's posted on Facebook. He goes, "Yo, the inside story, Anthony Davis is coming to the Celtics." I'm like, that is a very, very far cry. That would take, like...
I don't know what that would take, but I have a feeling like all the draft
If Ainge could pull it off, I think...
Well, put it this way, he needs to, because next year the Lakers will have LeBron, and they might have DeMarcus Cousins. They'll have Russell Westbrook possibly.
And Paul George. And I'm
Think about that.
I literally, if that happens, I will scream. I want to look at LeBron James. I'm like, how many times are you going to do this? This is your fault. I want to look at LeBron James like, this is your fault. The NBA is the way it is right now. Because right now, like, thankfully, for us it's good because the Celtics are fun. But, like, everybody just kind of sucks.
Dude, I'm telling you, I said, I don't know, about a month ago, the NBA should contract to like 15 or 16 teams. Because as it sits right now, there's maybe 8, 6 possibly that can vie for the championship. And then there's like 15 teams that could be...
Yeah, only 2 of them are in the East. It's the Celtics, and it's going to be the Celtics and the fucking Cavaliers in the championship.
The Wizards are a pretty good team. Like, let's not count
But they're not going to compete with Cleveland or Celtics.
Probably not, because they need to add one more. They need John Wall plus another superstar. But like Beal is not a superstar. He's just really good.
Yep.
He never grew into kind of that, like, 25-point-a-game type guy.
But didn't they just pay him? Didn't they just pay Otto Porter like $100?
They paid him $100 million. What's really crazy is, and this is another reason why there are many reasons I hate James Harden. I hate him so much. I really hate him so much. But the fact that but this is also a sign of where teams are just consensually giving up. Okay, look at some of the contracts. Aside from Steph Curry's, now his made sense because he's winning championships. But okay, the Clippers are clearly about to go into a tank rebuild, but at the same time, they give Blake Griffin let me say that. They gave Blake Griffin $185 million. One more time. They gave Blake Griffin $185 million.
You really love the sound of your own voice.
Hey,
yes, I do.
Let me.
Because
here's the deal, and I don't necessarily know comments or any shit like that, but I'm gonna change course only because basketball is like a month away. We're in the heart of football season right now.
Not the heart. You're giving me the heart of baseball season.
I still wanted to tell my little league story.
Oh, well, please do
you mind?
I would love it.
It's a crazy
I would
story.
love it. Absolutely.
So, after that season, it was after that Little League World Series where Saugus won the Little League World Series, I believe, and we were, me and all of my friends got on this Beverly travel team, because I'm from Beverly, Mass. We got on this travel team that we had actually all played one season of Babe Ruth. But they were like, this is a summer league that you're going to play on the Little League field again. So we were pumped. We were all like, dude, we're going to fucking jack homers. Like, we were all on the same.
I can see
that was our motto.
That.
We're going to jack homers. And so like, we're all in the same team and we're loving it. It was like summer and we were all like fucking, we were so pumped, but we had a really weird coach. Our coach was really weird, and he would test us for cups, and he would tuck us in, and tuck our shirts into our pants if they weren't tucked in, and all this kind of stuff. He was just creepy.
Hold on, real quick. I just want to verify. He was doing nut check. You know what I'm saying?
Cup
check.
Good game.
Do you guys have a cup on? And he'd go up and he'd be like, you don't have a cup on. And it was really weird, but none of us, and he would do it at practice. And so, and we were all old enough where our parents would just drop us off at practice and then kind of just pick us back up later, or not, we'd walk home or something. And so, like, the season went on, and it was pretty dope, and we were just playing, like, all these, like, people that were younger than us and just killing them, and, like, and it was fun, and, like, you know, I never pitched, but I got a chance to pitch in that one, like, in that season, and I was just, like, the worst. And, like, it was just fun. We all had a blast. And so the last game of the season comes along, and we're like, let's all have a pool party. I had a pool at my house.
Oh, no. Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
When you have a pool at your house, it's like having Coke at a party. Everybody wants to come hang out with you, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going around asking everybody, and I get to my friend Jack. And I'm like, hey, Jack, do you want to come to my pool party today after the game? And before he could even answer, the coach turns around and he goes, no, I spoke to Jack's mother. I'm going to be taking him home. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't think anything of it. No one thought anything
you're
of it.
13.
He's bringing Jack home. That's fine. He's his coach, whatever. But now, you know, I've worked at a YMCA and stuff, and I know you're never allowed to let a kid into your car. Unless they're your kid, you should never bring a kid into your car.
So this wasn't Jack's dad. The coach wasn't
No,
Jack's dad.
this was an 80-year-old ex-Navy baseball coach. He started the he started the Beverly Soccer Associate, like the Little League Soccer. I don't know what it's called.
Your Little League
Play
baseball
soccer.
coach was 80 years old.
Yeah, or like 78.
What the
fuck?
Whoa, the fuck up.
Yeah, he was old. But he was like, in Beverly, he was like known as, this guy started the soccer thing. He's a baseball coach. He was like, you know, he was a big part of the community. And then my friend Kyle's dad was like, I don't know, this guy's a fucking weirdo, guys, watch out. And no one listened. So I go around, I asked Jack, the coach says
They never listen.
A couple minutes later, you know, probably next inning, we're back in the dugout. I go to my friend Jeff, which sounds a little bit like Jack, you know, and I was like, hey Jeff, do you want to come to a pool party after? And before he could even answer, he turns around and screams, did you hear what I said? I said I'm bringing him home. Still like you screaming at the top of his lungs. Like, are you deaf? And my fucking dad came to this game. And he's never met my dad before. And my dad fucking stands up like a silverback gorilla. He's like, what the fuck did you just say to my son? Tommy, take your jersey off. We're leaving. He makes me take my jersey off in front of everyone.
His dad became the killer Whalen. The killer Whalen.
No shirt underneath, nothing. I have body issues now because of it, you know. And like, I wanted to all of my friends' moms that I wanted to bang were there.
Oh, shut up!
I was so embarrassed. And then he goes, Phil, Jeff, Kyle, get in the car, we're leaving. Because those were my three best friends, and we were like a little crew. So they all get in the car, we all take our jerseys off.
Is this mid-game? It's
like sixth inning.
Oh, so the game's almost done.
Yeah, it's almost over.
Who's winning?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And we were playing like Gloucester 11-year-olds from Gloucester. But like, so everybody gets in the car, we start going home, we get like, you know, halfway home, and we're all just like, what happens if Jack's in trouble? You know, like, yo, Dad, and my dad's like, you're right. So he turns the car around, and we drive back to the field. And right when we get to the field, remember he had said that Jack's mom couldn't pick him up, so he talked to his mom, and the coach was going to bring him home. So we get to the field, and who's the first person parked by the diamond? Jack's mom. And she had never talked to this guy in her life.
Oh,
they had never spoken. He gets out of there, and by the way, he drove a disgusting 1988 Ford Bronco. And like it was like it had the back it was like decked out for a pedophile.
Oh,
like
God.
It had like a big area in the back to fit 1.5 bodies. You know what I mean?
1.5.
He's got shelves in the back.
He's got like Teletubbies on VHS.
There's a display case like.
But he got out of there, and none of us really ever talked about it again. None of us, we didn't follow up
so
on it.
real quick, Jack's mom showed up, so the coach bolted, right?
Yeah, he got out. Yeah, the game was over. He had left. When we got back, it was like his mom was sitting there with Jack or whatever. Like, I kind of don't remember when he left. He might have left right after my dad freaked out on him.
Yeah, I can see that.
And like the game ended. But we were gone, so I don't know. And so my dad tells Jack's mom, she's like, oh my God, this is, and then we didn't follow up on it. And that's probably the first problem, is that no one,
like, you don't think about it.
You don't think about it. You're just
like,
like, oh, we got away with this one, whatever. Okay, fast forward 14 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay, last December, I get a text from my good buddy Kyle Donovan, and he goes, dude, Tommy's dad saved our lives. And he posts a link to the Boston Globe. Boston Globe, very legitimate news source.
Oh no.
And I click the link, and it says, Beverly baseball coach suspected in multiple rapes and murders of children. They went into his house. They found mannequins, mangled with burn marks in them, needles stuck into them, wearing Beverly soccer jerseys and baseball jerseys. They found child porn. They found remains of children.
The look on Alistair's face is just
one of the kids that he used to work closely with did repression therapy, and the kid under hypnosis said that he brought him into the woods with another boy. He killed the little boy, and he said, this is what happens when you misbehave, and killed him. And I got really thankful after that, because my parents did exactly what they needed to do, and they made me the most unfuckable kid on that baseball because I was last in line.
I love that there's a punchline.
Thank God.
Thank you,
Tom.
So much.
This is
You
when
gotta clear it up.
this was.
But that's
This
a
is
true
a
story
dark
nonetheless.
turn.
That's a true story nonetheless, but just a fucking epic punchline.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There were so many wow.
I know,
faces
there's
going
just so
across the
many
screen.
laughs. Holy
Oh, man.
Hannah.
All right.
Wow.
That's wow.
I mean, if this is how comedy works too. Like, if Tom was on stage right there, that's when you end. You get your fucking walk off, and you're like, you're done. So like for me, I'm like, hey, what do you think about that Philip Dorsett trade?
That's holy shit.
It's crazy because growing up in Mass, in Beverly, all of Massachusetts was kind of under that whole priest pedophile kind of it was like a cloud for a while where it was like there are so many pedophiles in, and it's I don't know why there are so many pedophiles in Massachusetts, but there are a lot of them, and I don't know why.
Well, and for me growing up, back
my high school chem teacher wound up being convicted of a bunch of shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's my. Here's my fucking pedophile story.
We have gone from a comedy sports show to straight up pedophilia.
Does this have anything to do with sports, Mark?
He was a coach.
Oh,
He wasn't mine, but he did help coach here. And there was also he was also a Harvard chem teacher, unreal. And it was all in the paper. I guess he has had a couple rape accusations put against him, and it made sense because he would buy kids alcohol and shit back in the day, when we were in high school. And we're dude, you're 24 at the he was 24 at the time. And I'm why are you hanging out buying kids weed and a private Catholic high school?
Listen, I don't want to ruffle any feathers here, but I think it's much worse to rape and murder 10-year-olds.
Well, he definitely he definitely the kids were 15.
Nothing's gonna top that. What Tom just described, but I feel like it's been an ongoing thing, and not to go newsy, but as society gets moved on, it's we parents have to watch their kids more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fucked up people.
Well, yeah, but the funny thing for me was he was doing that shit back when I was there, and he just got busted for that. So he's been at that school for 10 years, when all this shit was happening, like doing God knows what. That's the thing that like really trips me.
Did he ever do anything creepy to you?
He did offer to buy me something once, but I just was like, I just thought I'm like, oh, this is some kind of trick.
Was he into dudes and girls, or just dudes, or just girls?
I believe he was just dudes. When I read the paper.
I always feel bad because you hear about all these teachers, like hot looking like teachers, getting with their sophomores. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That shit never
I
happened
wish.
to me. Yeah,
Seriously, I wanted to.
Where's my hot teacher?
I wanted to fuck all of my teachers, even the disgusting ones. Seriously.
That's because you were 13 with a boner all the time. All the time. It's like
all the time.
All full sail. That's all it is.
Yep.
So I'd like to comment. Can we?
I could literally never wear sweatpants.
So
look, can we swing? Let's try and swing it back to sports a little bit here.
We'll just touch real quick because last week was the McGregor and Mayweather fight, and I just want to touch base real quick because Mark was cool enough to have it at his place.
It was a wild party. Good Lord, that night we got nuts.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But Tom, up to
Tom had a fun night.
But leading up to the fight, Tom was hell bent on thinking that McGregor had a chance, and so Tom is literally front and center in front of the TV watching this, as we all were. But he was like front seat.
Well, not only a chance, but I think Conor McGregor 100% beats Floyd Mayweather in a no rules fight, or not even no rules, just a limited rules MMA. Even if just
20
grappling,
seconds.
even if just
20
grappling
seconds.
was allowed, even if just elbows were allowed, or just leg kicks, or just if you literally let him take one more discipline of his mixed martial arts and put it in, he wins that fight every time. So I don't think it's crazy, all of you guys, now that Mayweather won, you're all, and yeah, maybe I got suckered a little bit because I do know McGregor is talent, but I met Conor McGregor before anybody knew who Conor McGregor was. And when he started to accomplish these things, I realized that some people have almost a superpower to make things happen. And that's what I believe Conor McGregor has, that kind of superpower, that kind of visualization. So I still stand by believing that Conor McGregor is an amazing fighter.
Oh, yeah,
and I think he beats Floyd Mayweather if there's literally any other.
Here's the kicker, and I don't know how many people have heard about this or not, but if 4 hours before the fight, Floyd goes to a sports book in Vegas to bet on himself, $400,000. It would have, made him like whatever, 160 grand or some shit like that. The over/under on the fight was 9.5 rounds. He bet on the over, and he ends up, and they didn't take the bet, by the way, but he ends up winning just before the end of the 9th round.
No, it was in round 10, wasn't it?
It was 10, at the end of 10.
I really think that fight was fixed. And it's not that because, you know what? Floyd Mayweather is a better boxer. But, like, the way that perfectly worked out for everyone.
Of course.
Like, Conor McGregor comes out looking like a stud. He ruled the first, he won more rounds. Well, there's a chance he won probably one or two others between 4 and 10. So he was ahead on the scorecards, in my opinion, and I'm sure some people would probably disagree. But just the fact
everybody at ringside.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, and I think that first off, they're boxing judges. Okay, they would never have let Conor McGregor win that. McGregor would have had to have 10-8 rounds.
No, but seriously, stick with where you're going because you're 100% right.
And
I've said it. I said it from day one. It was a money grab. How many times have I said it on this show?
Well, the whole thing was a money grab.
Alistair, if I came up...
But it was choreographed perfectly. You're right. It was just epic.
If I came up...
Can I say this? I will say this, though, in Tom's defense of River Connor, and my defense of Connor, because I'm a big Conor McGregor fan myself.
No, you're a flip-flopper, Mark. No, you're a flip-flopper.
No, I'm not. I was just saying
No, shut up. Listen, no, shut up, everybody. Listen, no, you don't shut up, he shut up. We were at that party, and he was the one putting a finger in my face, going, "You're the most delusional fan in Boston. You are not a Boston fan." And if
Boston.
Shut up. And you're not a Conor McGregor fan. And if you want to say you're a Conor McGregor fan, then I just say you're not loyal and you are not honest.
Dude, no one.
You're not a Conor McGregor fan.
Anyway,
because I was the only
what I
one
was
facing
gonna say-
30 people that night saying Conor McGregor is my boy, and that shows
He's
what
mine
you
too.
have.
I just have common
Performance.
sense. I just have common sense. I knew it was gonna happen.
No, you're a fucking flip-flopper.
No,
When
from
the
someone
going
who
gets
did
tough.
mixed martial arts for years, I knew he was.
Dude, I'm a black belt in judo, Mark, and a purple belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I could crowd you all day, bro. Don't even try to say that you're a mixed martial artist.
Okay.
Seriously, tell who's your instructor, Mark?
Let's see, crew Mark Clem from White Crew.
White Crew, I know all the people at White Crew. John Howard, I know John Howard. I'll
Dude,
hit up
hey,
John
I know,
Howard.
I know, dude, it was fun.
I know all those guys. John, what's Nick Drummond.
Boom, boom.
Nick Drummond. I know all those guys, dude. So what I'm trying to say is don't say now you're a Conor McGregor fan, because when we were at that party and I was sitting there in that chair and he lost and everybody screaming,
Tom's like
pointing in
reliving
my
it.
face,
Tom's
you were
reliving
there
it right now.
smiling
Tom's
in the corner.
reliving it right now. Tom's reliving it right now.
You know what?
But anyway, what I was trying to say before Tom's little episode, I was going to say that Conor, I will say, was more entertaining against Floyd than the last 4 boxers who faced Floyd. Like, it was more fun. Like, that beat the shit out of the Pacquiao fight. But I will say, that boxing match, in a weird way, may have just kind of killed boxing. Because they just saw a mixed martial artist outdo a bunch of other boxers.
I do think it was a fix.
Keep in mind, and this is coming from a guy who, as these guys know, everybody on Blog Talk knows it, because I've been talking about it for the last 8 years. I'm a boxing fanatic, and so I just watching that fight. Yes, Conor came out. It was like, oh wow, da da da.
Not too good
But exactly.
to get made look dumb in the 10th round.
Exactly. If Mayweather wanted to, and you saw it as about the 6th, 7th round, when he started to actually impose, want to do shit. Put it this way: when's the last time you ever seen Floyd back somebody down? The reason why Pacquiao actually went the way it did is because Pacquiao is a Hall of Fame boxer. Mm-hmm. He always has a chance to do something. Floyd knew from the fucking get-go that Conor never had a chance. Mm-hmm. And so he let it go the way it did, exactly like you're saying, mm-hmm. and made it entertaining for people. The reason why if Floyd wanted to, it would have been even more boring, like I predicted it would be, but they set it up. Because Floyd, if he wanted to just stick to defense, it would have been brutal.
Right. Yeah.
Brutal.
But it was fun. It was a good match.
It was so, but that's the beauty of it. It was fun because they made it fun. Look at the press conferences leading up to that.
That's what
fight.
I'm saying. But like Alistair, if I said to you, like, okay,
Yeah, fuck
listen,
them. Fuck
I
Showtime
text-
too.
I
He's a
text-
weasel. I love when he called the guy a weasel from Showtime. That was my favorite part of the whole thing. Like, only he could make calling someone a weasel like insulting. Like, instead of bitches, you're a weasel. Like, that's why I love him the most. That made me die. I'm like, Conor. That whole thing in Montreal when they were in Canada doing that presser. That made me love him eternally. That was one of the greatest things ever. Like, you just hit the ground laughing.
let's say I'm Floyd Mayweather and you're Conor McGregor. And I call you 2 years ago and I go, I like what you're doing. Like when he first wins the title from Chad Mendez. It was the interim belt. Chad Mendez, he fought. And he's just like, listen, I like the way you sell a fight. You know, I got an idea. And he's like, what is it? You know, and he's like, listen. Call me out. Say you can beat me. I'm going to say, no, you can't. And I have no interest in fighting you for a whole year. And then once it's at its peak, we're going to demand like $500 million or whatever. You know, he gets $300 million and Conor gets $100 or whatever. What's to stop them from doing that? There is nothing. There is no one governing their conversations. There is no one, looking at their texts or emails.
Not illegal or anything, man.
It is illegal. No, it's not, because, let me just point something out.
It's a business.
Yeah,
But let me
it's
also
not
point,
illegal.
let me just point something out. I don't know if you saw what Conor McGregor's company is called. It's called, I can't remember if it's Mystic Map or whatever, but it's Sports Entertainment, which is what they call wrestling. And that's how wrestling gets away with, because it's sports entertainment. So I think that this is it's kind of a production.
Yeah.
And I got suckered in. But then again, it's because I know how talented Conor McGregor is. And in my head, I was like, well, he's probably going to lose, but he's still going to get rich. But if he wins,
okay. So there's keep in mind
if that had happened, the world would have broke.
Yeah, exactly. But think about that.
The world would have ended.
Floyd did two things. Floyd would have never lost his in this fight ever. There's zero chance whatsoever. But the beauty again is that the production in itself, and everybody knows from the moment this fight even got mentioned, I said what? Fuck that. I'm not watching this thing. I won't ever watch this fight. But as it got closer, my intrigue was
it's like we had to see it.
Yeah.
We had to see it, but it would have been a weird thing.
Everybody knew how it was going to happen.
Yeah, it happened. But honestly, what surprised me was it was just like Conor didn't get killed in the first round. And B, it was a fun fight. Let's just take all the theories away from everything. Let's just take all the backing. We sound like every person who overanalyzes Game of Thrones right now. Let's just that's what people are just overselling it. Why don't we just take time to enjoy? It was a fun match. But it was great.
That's the exact same thing people leave WrestleMania saying.
Yeah.
They're like, that was fucking so much fun. That was so fun.
I was disappointed in it because my guy didn't win, but I think it was at least entertaining. But it just didn't. It seemed like a production. It seemed like, and I knew I was a sucker right when Conor lost. Literally, the second Conor lost, I was like, I'm a fucking sucker.
But didn't you both think like the first press conference, the 4-tour stop, the first one, I was 10 minutes in and I'm like, this is set up.
The first one,
this is fucking
the first one was
up.
stupid because they cut off Conor's microphone. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? That ruined everything.
Yeah.
The second one was when I'm like, all right, I'm 100% watching this. I mean, because it really was like pro wrestling.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
He's like, everybody, fuck the Mayweathers. Fuck them. I really was waiting for him to go. And if you want me to see whoop Floyd's ass, give me a hell yeah. I was waiting.
Isn't it crazy how few people actually like Floyd Mayweather? In those press conferences, he got no applause and all boos.
Have you guys ever seen Private Parts, the Howard Stern movie?
Long time ago.
Okay, I don't know if you remember or not, but there's a part in it when he's just getting up, and the radio people at the station are talking about like, well, how many people are listening to the show? And they say a number, and they're like, well, how about the people who don't like him? And they're like, twice as much.
Yeah.
That is Floyd Mayweather to a T. People hate Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but that's smart.
But
he's the villain.
Exactly.
Boring.
His fights are fucking terrible.
I hate him.
But he breaks fucking records. Why? They want to see him lose.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with Howard Stern. They were just like, fuck Howard. Even the people who hated him wanted to see him falter more. Mm-hmm. And that is why Floyd is epic at what he does.
It's like, listen, if people are going to presume you to be the bad guy, don't try and be the good guy. Just try and sell it. Like, people, if you're going to be the bad guy, people are going to love to hate you, and it's going to just sell you more.
Well, and then think about the ebbs and flows of sports too. Just not even a set up thing. Like, you have Tiger Woods. Mm-hmm. Everybody fucking loved Tiger.
Yeah.
Like, everybody.
Ronda Rousey too.
Ronda Rousey.
They dropped her the second.
Boom.
Yeah.
Just boom. Society is shockingly fucking cold at times.
Yeah.
You know? It's just amazing to just see how all of a sudden, dude, Tiger Woods, fuck Tiger.
Yeah, fuck Tiger.
Everybody was sucking Tiger's cock. And then it's like, fuck Tiger.
I almost like him more now that he has gotten a bunch of shitty, he's gotten arrested or whatever. Because it's he's more, no, it's true, he's more of a human.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Tiger Woods sinking.
That's why.
I still want him to come back and do well. Is that?
Yeah, I want to see Tiger come back. Oh yeah,
prime example, John Jones.
Oh,
what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm guilty. I was the biggest John Jones fan.
Me too.
I still am.
I watched Stephen. I watched Stephen Bonner. I watched him for Stephen Bonner in '94, just throw him around like a rag doll. I watched him lose his fight to Matt Hamill, which I don't know if do you guys remember?
It was that was the most ridiculous thing.
He was elbowing like this, which is they were calling 12-6, which is dumb. 12-6 is when you when someone has their head near here and you're going like that. He was on top of him. His face was here. That's not illegal, but they called it illegal.
When they stopped the fight, even Matt, the guy who was fighting him, even he was confused. Like, what?
Well,
he was
confused because he's deaf.
Yeah, I know, but he thought they stopped the fight because of him.
He's a deaf.
I know he's deaf. I know he's deaf.
He's always confused.
Wow.
After.
Wow.
Thank God I don't have closed captioning and don't have anybody who's deaf
Wow.
listening to the show. But for you deaf people, you are always confused. Just so we clarify.
Tom, you're painting a beautiful picture for us right now, bud. Beautiful picture for Loudcast.
For us.
Loudcast.
Love it.
It's not a package deal.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
it is.
Weird.
Dude, your computer's flickering ever since he dropped it. He just started.
But I was just a huge John Jones fan. I mean, I remember when he beat Shogun Rua. It was such a great, I love the narrative in sports. And the day that he won the belt from Shogun Rua, he saved a woman from being robbed. A woman got mugged. Someone stole her purse, ran down the street. John Jones chased after him, fucking choked him out, and gave the lady his purse back. And then he wins the fucking belt against Shogun Rua.
Which is such a G as shit. Like,
who everybody thought was like a fucking Iron Man with a body shot. He fucking kneed him to the body. And then he started fucking up, and I started hating him. But then he came back, and I love the comeback. And it's like, I was so happy when he beat DC. And now,
God, that was beautiful. Like, just seeing, like, I hate Daniel Cormier. And seeing him cry like a little bit. Like, Daniel Cormier talked so much shit, then he got his ass beat, and he cried like a little bitch. And it was the funniest thing.
Daniel Cormier is, like, racist. The way he, like, if he was white, dude, people are like, Conor McGregor's a closet racist. No, he isn't. Dude, he listens to nothing but black artists. You know what I mean? Daniel Cormier listens to like country music and calls John Jones boy. Like,
is he the MMA Karl Malone?
Yes, exactly. Or like Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, who's like a Republican. You know what I mean? I like Charles Barkley.
And it's like,
I do too, but that's good.
But like, you know what I mean? But and so I don't know.
I'm still saying there's some of those drug tests. I'm like, there's no reason this title hasn't been stripped yet, and it doesn't make sense. Okay, you passed the blood test but failed the piss test or whatever it was.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. They tested him 5 times within 45 days of that fight, but up to a day after the fight. Okay, so 44 days before, 1 day after. He passed 3 of those P tests. He failed 1 of the P tests, and he passed the blood test after that. Here's what USADA is saying. And the drug...
Explain to people what USADA is.
USADA is United States Anti-Doping Association. And they're literally commissioned to do all of the drug tests for the UFC. That's all they do. They did it for the Tour de France. They'll literally corner someone and make them do a P test or a blood test, and you cannot refuse. And if you refuse, you're out of your fight. And so what ended up happening is he passed a bunch of them. Here's the thing. He tested positive for turinabol,
Yep.
which was a drug that was created in, I think, the 60s to beat Olympic drug tests. Because they only did blood tests back then, I believe. So this does not show up on a blood test, but it does show up on a P test. That being said, you have to build up steroids in your system, and he passed one a week before a piss test. So did he take steroids just that day? Who knows? I wouldn't doubt if Daniel Cormier fucking put something in his water. Like, because... And that's...
he's a snake. Like, he is a fucking snake.
We don't know that.
I'm not a DC guy at all. I mean, I just say it is what it is.
But,
I think that might be far-fetched. You never know.
It's far-fetched, but it's much more likely that John Jones took steroids to try to get a competitive edge. But then again, he got caught last time, and he got caught with coke the time before that. Yeah. Why is he going to play with this? That's an old drug that he knows they test for. It's not like that's a brand new steroid. That's an old drug.
And listen, John's an educated. He's not. I don't really think he could be that stupid. I really don't think.
He did not. You know how they say when it comes to steroids, there's 2 tests. There's the P test and the look test. He passed the look test to me. He did not look like
he just doesn't have like you know how Barry Bonds had the pre-steroids and all of a sudden his head was
if you look at Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa, smacking ball, like, and they were just jacked to hell. Like, you could tell they were juicing. John's a skinny shit right now. Like there's no he's a string bean guy. Like he does not look like he's juiced.
Tell that to his face.
I wouldn't say string bean, only because he's what 6'2", 205.
Yeah, I mean what I'm saying, he's lanky. You don't see him like when Brock Lesnar fought his last fight. I don't know. I mean, good God.
But all I'm saying is the look test.
Like he was juicing.
You know what? At the end of the day, I get the fact that, and it's the same with baseball. That doesn't necessarily improve your hand-eye coordination.
He's 6'4".
6'4". 6'4", 205 weight.
He walks around at 230, 245.
Right. I mean, the dude's a fucking beast.
He is. Yeah.
But even so, like, you're right. It's not like he's just fucking comes in looking like, you know.
But he did against Vitor Belfort. Did you see the Vitor Belfort fight?
Oh.
Well, that was a long
He
time
came in
ago.
looking like a fucking beast.
Okay.
And that was, I believe, probably when he first started doing steroids. You want to know what else? That was in Brazil, where they kind of allow you to do steroids. You know, all these Brazilian guys, I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the UFC in the late 2000s, talking 2008 to 2012, it was ruled by Brazilians. Renan Barão, Jose Aldo, Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva, Fabricio Verdum is, he was, but what I'm basically saying is there were a ton of Brazilians. And it's because they were beating the drug test, and then USADA came. USADA kind of took care of things. Who's a Brazilian that's killing it right now, other than Amanda Nunes?
Let's real quick side note. I think we talked about this. Her backing out of that fucking fight 2 months ago. I know the rematch is going to happen this week, right?
I literally just saw this. I was on advertised on TV like last night.
I think it's. I want to say it's this Saturday or something like that. But that's fucked up. A total like tangent. But to just say no, I don't feel like it. I'm out there, and then just be like,
I'm hurt.
Jose Aldo pulled that shit when he was like, "Oh, my ribs are too hard. Is anything broken or torn?" No, then you're being a bitch. Like,
well, he got a fake doctor. He got a doctor to say that he did have broken ribs, and then the UFC was like, "Well, come see our doctor." And he was like, "No."
Yeah, see, that's just
and they
bullshit.
were like, "Well, we don't believe that you have broken ribs." And he was like, "My doctor says I do, so I do."
Those of you on Blog Talk Radio, deuces. Thanks for tuning in to Shirts v Skins. Tom Whalen, Mark Stevens, thank you for coming on. I'll see you next week. You're out. Those of you on Facebook Live, we're still with you.
Oh, we're okay. We'll still Facebook this shit. Because we haven't even really touched on like.
Dude, we haven't touched on shit.
I know, right?
We have not touched on Boston sports at all.
Well, I mean, no. All the fucking Patriots shit that I wanted to get to. I even wanted to chat up like Ezekiel Elliott. Did you see what he's fucking doing?
No,
oh God!
He is doing a restraining order
against
the NFL.
What?
A restraining order against?
Is that even a thing?
So no one that works for the NFL can come within 600 feet of him or
to a stadium.
So he can't play.
So I don't know how it's worded, but think about this.
This guy's ruining his career. What a fucking idiot. I hate to say.
His lawyer is an idiot. I don't know. Supposedly it's set up to where he has actually put a restraining order against the NFL so he can play. But it doesn't make sense how a restraining order works. They can't be close to each other, so he can't be close to the NFL.
It's like, you can find a way to play those 6 games, but you can't find a way to play 6 more seasons because even if, look what happened to Cap. And, I don't think Colin Kaepernick's a great quarterback, but he does belong in the NFL. He does belong on a team. He's good enough to play on a team, even if he's second or third string. It's obvious that kind of the powers that be, kind of the
upper ups,
the monarchy of the NFL or whatever you want to call it, they don't like him. That's obvious.
I just don't want to deal with the shit.
Well, what do you think's going to happen with Ezekiel Elliott? I mean,
here's
imagine suing your company that you worked for or putting a restraining order.
Right, but here's the kicker about Ezekiel that I don't think his agent is really fucking being straight with him on. You have video of you taking down a girl's top. Mm-hmm. So in society's eyes, you're not looking too hot, bud. No. And so if there's something that comes out, a domestic violence type of a thing, you're probably going to fucking be accused mentally by everybody that you probably did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should fucking do everything the straight and fucking narrow.
Yeah.
But you're doing reverse course, and that's the other part about unions. I'm pro-union to a degree. they're good for certain things when it comes to labor abuse, stuff like that. But shit like this,
it's like you can't defend this. I mean, come on, man. He rips the girl's dog down, and then he's getting caught for domestic assault. I'm tending to believe, I know he was found innocent, but I'm like, listen, some shit happened.
I love how people, like the other day, someone walked by me. I work at a bar that has Patriot stuff, which is amazing.
Awesome.
And someone was like, fucking cheaters.
Big deal. Like,
and this guy's fucking doing this and no one cares. It's just, I don't know. He's a pro athlete. He's a millionaire. He should be able to stay on the straight.
Well, how about the kicker from the fucking Giants spending one game openly admitting, I abuse and torture my wife. Torture, not abuse. I torture my wife and I've done it for years. 1 game suspension.
Yeah.
1 game. But that's not a thing.
Into it?
Now...
God!
Because some girls are
Wow, we're just taking it out.
But you know what? Again, with society, like, look at Ray Rice. If Ray Rice could play, he'd have been on a team.
Yeah.
No matter what that fucking video showed.
Yeah.
Like, if you have talent, like Ezekiel has got talent.
Oh, no, I'm going to tell you right now.
What was it that happened to Des Bryant last year or 2 seasons ago?
That wasn't Des. That was Greg Hardy, that piece of shit.
Well,
I think
too, but
Des
Bryant got an accusation too.
Really?
But the video never came out, right, or whatever?
No, you're absolutely right.
The reason Ray Rice got suspended because it was on video of him clocking his wife out.
Right, but like...
If there was no video, he'd have been a Raven.
If Des Bryant was like, fucking... I don't know, 3rd string on the Dallas Cowboys.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Look at what's his face on the Cowboys. Who was the receiver? What happened?
Which one?
He got. There was something. God damn! Why can't I think of this dude's name?
Is he like a slot receiver?
He just got released by them for being falsely accused of fucking something. I can't believe it.
No, I know exactly what he got.
Fucked a pineapple.
He got falsely accused. It was proven to be falsely accused, but they got him anyway. It's like, dude, like you can't.
Yeah, but they're holding on, and Jerry Jones. And like I say, if you have talent, that trumps if you fucking whoop a girl's ass or if you do this and that.
It really is.
It's amazing. Look at Michael Vick. I have said it 1,000 times.
God,
I hate Michael Vick.
Like,
I wish he would be thrown in a room.
$100 million contract after he got out of jail.
Yeah, dude. And I think about the psyche of like football fans. You have a guy who is convicted, admitted for drowning dogs, electrocuting them, burning them, fighting them, and is put to jail for measly 2 years for doing this. But once he comes back, the fans of Philly are like, fuck it. He throws a fuck
it. He's remember that pump fake? That's what it is because he was such a great player. I mean, he was like 2003? Where he was like at his best with the Falcons.
Yeah, they went to Lambeau and won that playoff game.
Yeah,
absolutely. But so this is all coming back because Fox has hired him on as an analyst.
And they're surprised.
And that's so fucked up.
And the fucking thing is, they're surprised they got backlash. I'm like, you're surprised?
Right. They got a 75,000 petition, deal signed. But all of a sudden they're like surprised, and people are fucking saying, "Oh well, he's done his time." He did his time. Let the guy fucking have a career. Let him have a job. There's a difference and they're all like, it's a mistake. He made a mistake. He paid his time. There's a difference in mistakes. Like, when you are burning dogs and like...
That's not a mistake.
And drowning, you are fucked up.
You're fucked up.
You're fucked up.
I wouldn't doubt if he's killed people too.
Like, if
because they say small animals.
Like, if you let a stripper convince you to take her to the champagne room and you blow $500 and the next thing, oh man, I fucked up. That's a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a great point. It is.
So that's a mistake I may have made once.
Small animals. If you harm small animals that are basically defenseless, they can bite you, but they're basically defenseless.
Yep.
You have like psychological issues. You're a sociopath. You don't have the kind of feelings of empathy and kind of thing that you need to be a normal person. And he killed a lot of dogs. I wouldn't doubt if he's killed a couple hookers or something. I don't know.
He's definitely Michael Vick. He just killed
Marvin Harrison.
Would I be a disgusting person if I wanted to go have a cigarette right now?
No. In fact, I mean, generally we're done. Like,
All right.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this was fun though.
We didn't. Here's the thing. You wanted to have Boston guys on. We touched maybe 5 minutes on the Boston sport.
Who cares?
Oh yeah, no, this has been. I mean, seriously, this has been great. I've had a blast.
Dude,
Anytime you want me back,
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I hope generally it's just me, right? And so I'm, chatting with Facebook Live on here, doing some bullshit stuff. Like I obviously would have hit on Alabama, Florida State last night and all this type of stuff.
We all knew that was going to happen.
FSU, baby.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, FSU, Alabama blocked a field goal. They blocked a punt, and then after Florida State D stuffed them when turning the ball over, they get a field goal. Alabama does.
Mm-hmm.
Kick the ball off. The fucking guy for Seminoles fumbles the football, and then they go up by 2 touchdowns. Florida State fucked that game away.
Yeah.
They fucking have 10 of their players are suspended before the season even began. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
But think about that though. So I mean, they should have take away the turnovers, which are part of the game. But if that didn't happen, Florida State possibly wins that game last night. We're talking about a whole different scenario. Because everybody now is like, fucking Alabama, their D did this. And it's like, they were opportunistic last night.
Yeah.
That Florida fucked up. It's not a different
Florida State, yeah.
Florida State.
Dude. So, I don't think they have a lot, although they lost their quarterback, possibly for the season last night.
Every time you see a player down, they instantly grab the knee, like Julian Edelman.
Oh, so real quick.
You didn't even cross yourself right. That was the worst. I
got my phone and a mic in this hand.
Hold on real quick.
And also, I'm going to hell. We all know that. Not saving me.
Join the crew. But with Edelman, with Edelman, I just want to touch on this, and then we'll end it because we all got shit to do. But, and this is my take to these guys yesterday, is that Edelman going down, as much as it sucks, because you don't, replacing a guy like that is tough. If anybody can do it, the Patriots fucking can do it. I appreciate what they do. I'm a Vikings fan. I appreciate the Patriots. I've said it for years.
Like, I know we're still loaded in the receiving section. You still got Brandon Cooks. You still have Chris Hogan. You still have Malcolm Mitchell. You still have Danny Mindel and now Dorsett, who we traded for.
But you also have Gronk. You also have Dwayne Allen. You also got some of the best pass-catching running backs in the fucking league.
I think Burkhead is going to be. I think Burkhead's going to be the little time the thing. Burkhead's going to be the guy that no one saw coming, and he's going to do.
So, but here's my equivalent to Philip Dorsett, and so those of you who don't know, Indianapolis traded Philip Dorsett, receiver, to New England for Jacoby Brissett, third-string quarterback. Once again, Patriots fucking win.
Yeah.
Did you also read what the Colts said about Jacoby Brissett?
No.
Okay. This is worse than the AFC finalist banner shit they pulled up. Let me pull this up very quickly because you will laugh your fucking ass off. Listen, I'm all about. I understand you got to sell people and you got to build them up, but I mean, okay. Just to read, this is verbatim what the Indianapolis Colts said in we have acquired Jacoby Brissett. The 6'4", 235-pound Brissett, 24, is coming off perhaps one of the greatest preseason performances by a quarterback in NFL history on Thursday. As he completed 28 of 39 passes and 314 yards with 4 touchdowns and an interception, adding a rushing touchdown as well in the Patriots' 40-38 loss to the New York Giants at Gillette Stadium. I'm sorry, they literally said perhaps one of the greatest preseason performances of all time.
And not only it wasn't even a preseason game 3. It was a 4 where nobody plays.
No one.
So even so,
I'm like, this is worse than the AFC Finals.
He's a Patriot. He learned under a good system. Blah blah blah.
He played last season. I mean, last
one game.
Yeah, and he won.
Yeah, 27 nuts, right?
He did good. He was very good.
Did he?
No, the defense won that game.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is with Philip Dorsett, and I'm not. The Patriots have a beautiful thing. You know, they went from Welker to Edelman, and now, in my opinion,
Troy Brown was the one before Welker.
True that, and with Givens, and
but Troy Brown was the kind of like he would run a lot of square ins, a lot of slants,
Absolutely.
like the kind of short yards after catch type of receiver. You know,
Wes Welker was a second-round pick for the Dolphins. Didn't do shit in Miami.
Well, did you know that he was the first guy to do a kickoff, kick a field goal, and score a receiving touchdown in a game?
With Miami?
Against the Patriots.
Really?
Yep.
He kicked a field goal.
He kicked off the game. He was their third string kicker. And they were, and so he kicked off in a game. He kicked it might have been an extra point. Either way, it was a scoring kick,
Yeah.
1 or 3. And he scored a receiving touchdown in that game.
Well, all I'm saying is he was under the radar.
Yep.
Right? And the Patriots, everybody thought Patriots were nuts, Belichick, for giving a second-round pick for Wes Welker. And then it ends up, obviously, we all know what Wes Welker did.
Yep.
And then the torch gets past Edelman. Edelman goes nuts. I just feel like Dorsett, who, by the way, he was a first-round pick. The Colts suck at drafting, though. There's arguments on whether he should have been first round. All I'm saying is the kid, if you watch his tape at Miami, this motherfucker has a chance to be crazy good.
Yeah.
Like, put him in space, which Patriots are better than anybody at.
Wait, Dorsett was a first-round pick?
Yeah.
Craziness. That's such a win for the Patriots.
It's
It's a huge win because one of the things missing of many things that Edelman contributed to the team. One thing he was also great. He's a great punt return guy, which we don't have now because Cyrus Jones. Well, not that he was good at it, but he was a punt returner. He tore his ACL too. We could, that's only one person though. We need another one.
Amendola's gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
Give it 5 minutes. Amendola will be.
I mean, that's why he's the fourth guy now. But like, the one thing though, people trying to oversell, like, okay, the Patriots are loaded. Listen, losing Julian Edelman, people really don't get exactly how big a blow. Honestly, if he had not gone down, I'd be like, holy shit, we're going 19-0 this year. Now I completely rescind that. Without him, because what he brings to the table is just like what I love about him is that he is like just like Tom Brady, but in a more like savage way. He's like that inner like Rottweiler, that dog, that undying will to win that he has, because he has a bit because like Tom, they both have chips on their shoulders. Like the other people that everybody counted out, especially Julian, but like 7th round draft pick, no one like
quarterback, Kent State.
Quarterback, he was a quarterback at Kent State, and everyone's like, oh, he's too little and shit like that. And man, he is just the definition of like toughness. And then now when you have that taken away, it's like the heart's gone. It's like
I know, but here's the difference between the Patriots and everybody else. They savage. Bill Belichick is fucking savage when it comes to just being like next man up. Get the fuck in there. And now to get Dorsett, no offense to Edelman, but because he's epic. I'm not saying Dorsett is going to come in and beat Edelman because they've got all the weapons we just talked about.
Yeah.
But this is Belichick.
Dorsett, that's also a big deal. That is also big because Dorsett, again, I've looked up what he could do, and I'm like, this guy is fast as fucking lightning. Like, him and Brandon Cooks together are like you've got the need for speed right there.
But that opens things up for Hogan too. You all of a sudden have Hogan possibly doing the Troy Brown thing. Yeah. And to have Dwayne Allen, who, by the way, the Colts fucked that up. You know what I'm saying?
When they traded him, I was like, you're giving away a really good tight end here. Like, I mean, he's not...
Did they trade him?
Yeah.
You traded him? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I miss Martellus.
The only thing
he's not Martellus Bennett, but he's a good...
No, but he's really good. The only thing the Patriots possibly fucked up on was Coney Ealy. They gave up a 3rd-round pick, but it's just like... Who cares? Everybody's bashing the Patriots for doing that, and it's like...
They know what they're doing.
They win Super Bowls. That's all it is.
At this point, I just trust them, and I trust everything Danny Ainge does. I know we're kind of running slow on time. I would have loved to have gotten to the Red Sox, because right now they're the focus point, because we're about to go...
You guys know... Baseball has never been a focal point on the show. It goes football, boxing, /MMA, basketball... Something, baseball. It's all good too. But Twins are in the 2nd wild card spot, so I should be like,
Yeah, you can. How about this? How about we have you on the Loudcast sometime?
You'll be on next Loudcast.
We'll talk a little Red Sox,
and just tell them because
a little more sports. We'll touch more on a lot more of the Boston and Minnesota side. Because honestly, one thing I've always enjoyed watching the Wild play hockey. I always had fun. I always love that your goal song is.
I hate hockey now.
Well,
I used to like it. I hate it.
Playoff hockey is
the best.
Playoff hockey is really, really good. The regular season, fucking terrible.
I adore. See, I'm a football and hockey guy more than anything else. But like, man, I love everybody. I love all my teams. But just I like contact sports.
Now, real quick, where can they find? Loudcast?
Loudcast, you can find it on SoundCloud. It's going to be up on iTunes soon. Also, I'd like to plug The Hot Blumsky.
Yes.
It's a show that I do that I'm very proud of and I love to do. I play plus-size pornographer Chunk Blumsky. And we have just a ton of super hot, super slutty porn stars on the show.
This show does nothing compared to a show that brings porn stars on the
Congress
show.
gets some porn stars, and we're just saying.
You know, they love a sweet boy like me. And so they all come on and we have a great time. And so if you want to see scantily clad porn stars, people from, we have a guy that's on Tim and Eric Awesome Show that's hilarious, Tennessee Luke. We just have it's a really funny show. You should check it out. YouTube, AGATS Company, AGATS Company, COMPANE, in case you're stupid.
One last thing. Also, I'd like to plug, if I'm going to plug and stuff, I also run the Show Up, Go Up at the Comedy Store, which you can see is every first and third Sunday for all of you LA comics if they're looking for stage time. Also, tonight is going to be a very special one because we will be collecting donations to give to the Comedy Store, because right now they're doing a very big fundraising show in the main room for the victims of the hurricane in Houston, Texas. Yeah, and so Hurricane Harvey.
Goddamn fucking Harvey.
So in addition to that, we'll be taking donations from comics coming and do the open mic in the belly room upstairs. So we will contribute.
They're gonna raise a total of $18 because no
comics.
spends money.
Well, any little bit that we can do to help.
Any of those of you who are thinking of naming your kid Harvey,
don't
fucking probably bad call right now.
Name him Tom.
Come on.
Tom is good.
Also,
strong.
Also, you can follow Loudcast on Facebook if you want to like that. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Mark the Shark, and Instagram, Mark the Shark 927, and
Instagram, Tom Tells Jokes.
Awesome.
See all my porn star friends. They're all on my Instagram. Tom Tells Jokes.
If that's not the greatest reason to go to an Instagram page,
I don't know what it is, man.
Fucking porn. I don't know what. I mean,
Alistair,
we figured it out.
I would like to thank you for having us as
Yeah,
a debut show, man.
Awesome.
Thanks for thinking of us, man. This is
Seriously.
great.
I miss sports.
Awesome.
I miss doing sports talk. You know, my roots are in sports talk, and it was a blast coming and hanging out.
For real.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alistair.
Tom Whalen, Mark Stevens on Shirts v Skins. I'm Alistair. You guys, as usual, thank you so much. You guys know I love you to death. This is not lost on me. You guys have a great Sunday fun day. See you next week.
Woo!
Deuces.
Deuces.